Another beautiful spring day in southwestern British Columbia. Well, it was beautiful until it started snowing, and then it got beautiful again. By the way, I'm Jason with Ridgeline Outdoor Adventure, and thanks for hanging out with us today. This is part 2 in a 4-day adventure exploring the mountains, the valleys, and the rivers of the beautiful southwestern British Columbia region, over the Cascade Mountains through Highway 3, and then into the Similkameen Valley, checking out all kinds of forest roads and trails, getting ourselves stuck in the snow, churning up a little mud, all kinds of good adventures. So yeah, come join us for this part. If you haven't seen the first segment of this video, well, go back and check that out as well. Handheld on the iPhone, and then I've got a GoPro Hero 12 on a gimbal, so see what kind of shots we can get using what we have. That would be the pinnacle. It's not the most difficult hike in the world, but it's punchy. Almost 51. No way I'm using that rope. Too proud. Not a bad place to ride out a hailstorm on a Saturday afternoon. Well guys, welcome back. It is Sunday afternoon. We have wrapped up our time at Rock Ridge Canyon, and what a time that was, man. We had some great hiking. Hope you enjoyed that footage of us up at the pinnacle. Absolutely amazing. We're gonna get into Princeton, gas up, and then go run a few trails in between Princeton and Manning Park. So we got Kurt from Go Forward Adventures trailing in behind, and we are looking forward to having a great time. All right, we're just going to head out to Kennedy Lake. There's a network of trails out here, and might be a pretty sweet spot that we might want to come camp at one of these days. That was a pretty tight trail.
That was pretty tight, a little tighter than we expected, but that's okay. That's part of the fun.
I took a wrong turn. I missed the fork in the road and found a little connecting trail, and it was little. The guy in the quad said, well, you'll make it, but it's tight.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That was good. We had to trim a little bit. No big deal.
Yep, nothing like trimming a little bush. I probably won't keep that in the video. Maybe in the blooper reel. We need to be, a kilometer or two that way. We actually missed Kennedy Lake Road and came in off a neighboring FSR. So, an adventure, a missed turn, and some tight trails and some snow and ice and mud and some hairpins and, well, the stuff we actually want versus just some random forest road. So
sure.
This is the stuff you think you're going to get.
And it's not like this is a bad view.
No. How about that view? Cue the cinematic music. All right, we're gonna backtrack to that clearing where I filmed Kurt coming through out of the bush and into the opening, and then get back on the Maine road, and I use the term Maine very loosely. Much better. Always seem to get us into these tight trails that scratch up my paint. Well guys, we cut a lot of trail, missed a turn and ended up into some pretty janky tight stuff. Just to end up in a lake covered in cabins and whatnot, but you know what? Still a pretty spot, and we come out here to adventure. It's always worth it. What? Hold on. Did you bring A&W root beer?
Well, there is some here, that's for sure.
We both love root beer. I think you love root beer more than I do.
Maybe. Today we are taste testing A&W root beer. This is the all-natural, sweetened with cane sugar, no artificial flavors or colors, A&W, and we're gonna see how good this stuff really is.
The why for this, like we both have overlanding outdoor adventure channels. We watch a lot of this stuff on YouTube, and always you end up with that breakfast segment where they're getting into some fancy coffee, doing their pour over and whatever craft grain. What I don't even know how to describe it, because we have something in common other than our love for root beer. Neither of us like coffee. The other common segment after dinner in an overland video is the mandatory craft beer. We don't like beer, so we thought, you know, we need to have a little something we like that we can enjoy a beverage on a trip. And it was like, well, we both like root beer. Nobody's talking about root beer. Well, let's make root beer great again.
I mean, we both love root beer, and it's pretty weird that two friends don't like coffee and don't like beer at the same time, because pretty much everybody seems to like those two beverages.
It might be the reason neither of us had to see any other friends.
Okay, well,
What do we think?
oh my gosh, it smells good.
So first up is packaging. But the box is nice.
So I mean, right off the hop, I gotta say it's better than just a normal can of grocery store A&W. Or
It's classic. It's you don't want to busy it up. It's classic A&W. Don't, if it ain't broke.
yeah,
What are we calling this? How many mugs?
I'd say a 4 for me personally.
4 mugs on packaging. Ingredients. I like that they used cane sugar instead of glucose fructose, or for our American friends, and we do love our American friends, high fructose corn syrup. Not a fan. I'm prepared to give it a 4.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, the aroma, I mean, kind of leaning towards a 5 on the smell, because as soon as I cracked it open, I was like, wow, that smells good. I can't wait to drink this.
5 mugs. We're definitely going 5 mugs here.
And you can see pouring that in. Look at the nice head that shows up on that.
Good call with the head. I didn't think of that.
I mean, for me, I don't know if it's a 3, but I don't think it's a 4 either.
No.
Did we put our first half score in and call it 3.5 mugs?
I could go with 3.5 mugs.
Yeah. Sweetness is up next. And again, maybe because of the cane sugar, I'm going to say this is actually a little bit less sweet than I would typically. I would probably go with the same score, like a 3.5 mugs.
3.5 mugs. Honestly, this is really good and it's simple, but I don't think this is going to hold up long term. I think we're going to find something we like better.
Yeah.
Although probably with an ingredient compromise.
Okay, what about bite?
You know what? So here's the thing. Bite is really a matter of preference. And we bantered about this off camera, trying to figure out just what we were going to like. I don't think this has much bite. I'm going to give it a low score on bite, but that's not a bad thing. I don't like a root beer with too much bite. What are they? Barks has bite?
Yep. Barks has bite. A lot of that bite is referring to caffeine. When we say bite, what we're referring to is how much kind of spiciness, how strong is the kind of sarsaparilla flavor. I prefer myself a bit of a mellow flavor when it comes to root beer, and I would probably give this a 2 mugs myself.
2 mugs on bite. I don't think it has a lot of bite. I think that's a good thing, and I'm going to give it a 1.
Overall preference.
What do I think?
What we're drinking here today, for me personally, I would give it basically a solid 3 mugs myself. It's certainly not my favorite I've ever had, even from A&W, but it's certainly not the worst I've ever had either.
Yeah, we're going 3 mugs. I thought I would like it more. Maybe I was romanticizing what that would be like. It's classic A&W. We are beside the Similkameen River in an absolutely gorgeous spot. And so you think, oh, it's going to be this kind of cinematic moment. It's good.
Yeah.
But is it excellent? Where are you going to find a better spot than that to review root beer?
I don't know. There you have it. That's our take on the cane sugar sweetened version of A&W.
Have we babbled on enough? Are you not entertained?
I'm entertained. I hope that makes you entertained too.
I'm entertained.
Although you probably don't have a nice ice cold mug of root beer with you.
So thanks for coming out. I hope you enjoyed this. Drop us a line in the comments. Does anybody care about root beer? Or do you care that a couple of 50-something dudes are sitting by the river like waxing eloquently and geeking out on root beer?
I'm not 50-something. I'm only 49.
By the time you publish this video.
Maybe.
So this is Jason from Ridgeline Outdoor Adventure signing off. Until next time, and there will be a next time, go drink outside.
Absolutely.